As I record this, it's the middle of the night. The witching hour is upon us. But before I go to bed, I gotta find out which horror movies I'm watching this evening. I need to begin with an explanation and sort of an apology. I have mentioned in previous videos that I've been getting caught up on things, and I haven't been running as far behind. And even though it's now June of 2025, I am just now opening up the May HorrorPack. However, I claim personal innocence in this case. This just arrived this evening as I'm filming this, probably a day or two ago by the time it gets posted. And so, yes, it's technically a little bit late. It's the following month, but I am making this video pretty close to as soon as I got it. So, not my fault. But regardless, there should be some wonderful horror movies in here. In case you don't know, HorrorPack is the monthly horror movie subscription service that every month sends us one of these delightful little care packages that contains 4 horror Blu-rays, and we never know exactly what's going to be inside. It's always a surprise. One of the things I like to do here on this channel is to open these up, as I'm doing right now, discover for myself what's inside, and show off to y'all at the same time. I do put purchase links for these films down there in the What's It, so if you're interested in whatever happens to come out of this wonderful little pouch, there are links down there where you can get copies for yourself while also supporting my work here on this channel. I do also review the films. Obviously I can't now because I don't even know what's in here. I probably haven't seen all or maybe even any of these movies. So I do additional videos in which I review the films. Make sure you subscribe, ring my notification bell so you don't miss out on that. All that said, you don't need me to prattle on telling you how YouTube works anymore. I feel like I do need to say those things to remind people to, click the thumbs up and subscribe and all that, but I also feel like people kind of know, so I don't know whether I'm supposed to say it or not. Anyway, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the movies. Let's dive right in and do that. And the first one to come out is a film entitled Faceless After Dark. Now, this is not one that I am familiar with. There's a person, and there's a sort of a person reflected in a knife blade on the cover. So maybe this is a sort of a slasher story, but I'm not sure. Let's read the description and see what it says. It tells us, following her breakout success as the star of a killer clown horror flick, Bowie now finds herself struggling to capitalize on its success. But when she is suddenly held hostage by an unhinged fan posing as that same killer clown, horror becomes her reality as she fights to survive the night and escape before he completes his sinister plan to recreate the film's fatal plot. Now, I have to tell you, the title doesn't ring any bells for me. The cover doesn't ring any bells for me. The description sounds a little bit familiar, but I have no idea why. I don't know if I read a synopsis or if I saw a trailer for this somewhere down the line, or if it was on in the background when I visited somebody's house or something, but something about the plot sounds familiar. Or I suppose it could even be that there's a different film that happens to have a somewhat superficially similar plot. Doesn't matter. I know I have not seen this entire movie all the way through, so I'm going to be looking forward to watching it. It's not an entirely original plot. The idea of somebody from a horror movie running into a crazy obsessed fan who wants to reenact that movie has been done a couple of times. And of course, killer clown movies have been done many times. Combining those two, I don't think I've seen done necessarily before. I don't know that that makes a huge difference. It could or couldn't. I'll have to see the film and find out. But even though there's some familiarity to it, it's one of those kinds of plots that I think has been done a few times because it works well. And so as long as the film is well made, as long as the performances are decent, because it's a slasher movie, it's going to need a couple of sort of decent original kills, that sort of thing. As long as they do those things, I expect reasonably good things out of it. And like I said, it's one that I have not seen, but will look forward to watching. That brings us to our second movie, which is entitled 1BR, which I guess, just sort of based on the look of it, must be an apartment number. The tagline on the cover, in fact, says, "Welcome to the neighborhood," so that's making me think, yeah, this is some sort of an apartment horror story. And it's one that kind of looks familiar, but it's another one that I don't know anything about. I haven't seen the film. I just think the cover art looks familiar for whatever reason, because my brain is misfiring probably. But like I said, I don't know it, so let's read the description and see what this one's all about. This one says, after leaving behind a painful past to follow her dreams. See, there's your trouble. Following dreams, you end up in nightmares sometimes. Don't listen to me. I'm being pessimistic, but I suppose in the horror world, that's a true statement. Carrying on, it says, after leaving behind a painful past to follow her dreams, Sarah scores the perfect Hollywood apartment. But something is not right. Unable to sleep, tormented by strange noises and threatening notes, her new life quickly starts to unravel. By the time she learns the horrifying truth, it's too late. Caught in a waking nightmare, Sarah must find the strength to hold on to her crumbling sanity or be trapped forever in an existential hell. And this is really frustrating to me because, by God, that one sounds familiar too, and I don't believe I've actually seen the movie. Maybe I've seen some of these movies and I'm just forgetting the titles and forgetting some of the details. I watch a lot of movies and some of them fade from memory, so I might put this in and 5 minutes in realize, oh, this is that one. I don't think I've seen this one, but it sounds really familiar, and if it is the one that I kind of have a vague notion of maybe it was something like this, I don't remember a lot of details, but I remember enjoying it, so this is probably an entirely different film, but it sounds similar enough that, hey, that one was good, so if this one is similar, it should probably be good too. And if it turns out that I am just losing my memory and I have seen this one before, then the fact that I seem to recall liking the one that it kind of reminds me of also bodes well. So I don't think I've seen it. Looking forward to trying this one too. I will report back once I've actually watched these and let y'all know whether I'd seen them before and whether they're good or not. Let's see if the third one also confuses me. It is a film entitled The Pact. And this one, pretty sure I've not seen. I think I would remember this cover art if I had seen it before. The description is tiny little dim red print on the back of this. I'm going to have to hold this in front of my face, so you'll have to forgive that. But it says, picking up only a few weeks after the events of the new horror classic The Pact. Oh, this is The Pact 2. I didn't see the 2 in the red print. So it says, picking up only a few weeks after the events in the new horror classic The Pact left off, this stunning sequel finds June Abbott plagued by nightmares of murder so awful that they disturb her waking life. Meanwhile, a copycat of the Judas killer has been terrorizing her neighborhood, and when the FBI agent assigned to the case informs her of the danger, June is horrified to discover that the actions of this new killer mirror the bloody visions she's been having in her sleep. Determined to pursue her own investigation, even while her grip on reality weakens, June sets off on a quest that may lead her to the horrifying truth of the Judas killer's master plan. This one sounds interesting. I don't think I happen to have seen that first one, though, which might pose a little bit of a problem. What I'm going to have to do is probably find a copy of that one and watch it first, so that this might stand alone, but even if it does, I'd like to see the first one first. So I think I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and watch this one. It does sound good. It sounds like an interesting plot. It sounds like a fun movie. But just because it is a sequel to one that I don't recall having seen, I think I want to do that sort of background research first. But still intrigued by it and still happy to have gotten it. I just, as I said, I may hold this one for a little bit later until I've watched number one. But that leaves our final film out of this May of 2025 HorrorPack. It should be the HorrorPack exclusive Blu-ray, and yes, it is exclusive number 108, and it is a film entitled The Beast of Walton Street. As is usually the case with these, I don't know anything about this movie. I've not seen it. I don't believe I've even heard of it. That's not, in fact, always the case. If you watch back my latest review video from the HorrorPacks, I knew quite a bit about one of the HorrorPack exclusives recently, but usually I don't know anything about them, and that's the case here. The description on this one says, "In a nameless Ohio town, a beast is roaming the Christmas-decorated streets and picking off the most vulnerable, the unhoused. Friends Constance and Sketch live on the fringes of society, barely scraping by and living in an abandoned auto repair shop. As the two notice more and more of the city's at-risk residents disappearing, they decide to take matters into their own hands and defend their town from the ravenous beast, a bloodthirsty werewolf." So yes, I was thinking werewolf even before the last word of the description confirmed it. And I was right. I like the sound of this one. It's interesting. Homeless people living in an abandoned auto shop fighting a werewolf sounds interesting. I think we need more good werewolf movies, and there just aren't that many for whatever reason. There are some. There are some of the classics. You've got The Wolfman, you've got The Howling, you've got American Werewolf in London, you've got all of these. But we just don't see enough new werewolf movies. I think there was a time when everyone was doing just tons and tons of vampire movies, and the market got a little oversaturated. And then there was a time when everyone did the zombie movies, and the market got a little bit saturated. And back then, even a few years ago, I was saying the next thing that they really need to do is a ton of werewolf movies. Hopefully not to the point the market gets so oversaturated, but a lot of good new werewolf movies, and though a few trickle out from time to time, that never really happened. I have no idea why, but I'm always excited when I find a new werewolf movie, so this is another one that, though I don't know anything about it except for what I just read to y'all, I am looking forward to watching it. And so there we have 4 brand new movies. I think, obviously a couple of them I wasn't sure if I had seen before, but I think it's 4 brand new movies that I haven't seen. Certainly 4 that I did not yet have in my Blu-ray collection, which is always wonderful. I like getting these extra little surprises to build up my collection that maybe or maybe not I would have ever discovered otherwise, so that's always wonderful. I will, of course, report back with a review video once I have watched those, so subscribe and ring the bell and stay tuned for all that. Leave me comments, give the thumbs up, all those kinds of things. But, as I said at the beginning, it really is late at night. I am fading rapidly, and I can't sleep unless I watch a horror movie, so I'm going to go head off and do that. I'm going to try to watch one of these. While I do that, you should go watch a horror movie of your own, or read a horror book, or play a horror game. Any of those things would be wonderful. Anything that involves our favorite genre. All good things to do. But the most important things for you to do are, of course, to take care and stay scared.